Hey guys, this is Scott from SamCart. Thanks so much for joining us. We're here with Russell Kempster from Prime Motion Training. Russell has joined us from Melbourne, Australia. And Russell, thanks for taking the time.
Hi, Scott. Nice to chat. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. So, Russell, why don't you start us off with what is Prime Motion Training? What do you guys, what do you offer? Who's your clientele? Just the kind of the 30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Well, my background, actually, I was a police officer here in Melbourne for just over 12 years. And the last couple of years of that time, I was an instructor at our police academy.
Right.
And on the side, I had a little part-time business actually helping people who were applicants trying to get into the police force. And so I'd give them some coaching and mentoring about how to get through the application process more efficiently and maximise their score.
Yeah.
And a change of management at the police academy meant that I was no longer able to do that. They weren't happy with me doing that. And so I made a reluctant decision to resign from my policing career and help other people try and get into the police force on a full-time basis. And so essentially that's what my business is.
Yeah.
It's the coaching and mentoring people who want to become police officers.
Yeah.
Because it's a very, very competitive process here and far more applications than there are positions available.
Awesome.
So it's very, very competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm able to help those people get that dream career that they've always wanted.
Excellent. No, it's so funny. The more people we talk to, right, that it's so often that the story is one door shut and you were forced into something that ended up being so much better. It's everybody enjoys. Always like hearing the, it seems like it's failure. It seems like it's, something that is a negative that can turn into a big positive. So that's great. Yeah. Awesome. So, so question number one that we always ask is, how did you run into SamCart? How did you find out about us? Most people watching this video will be either just hearing about us or just learning about us. So how did you find SamCart?
Yeah, well, look, I had no technical background. I knew nothing about websites or how to set up a membership or anything like that. Yeah, and so the products, the training that I was offering to my members was very much video training. So it was based in a membership. They would pay for a membership. Well, actually, at the time, they would pay for access to that training. Mm-hmm. But the short version is that I had someone set all of that up for me. I just said, "This is what I need. How do I do that?" And it was much easier to have someone set it up. And they used a different software program to take payments and give people access to the products and so on, none of which I understood how it worked. And eventually, as the business growed and more products were added, I made I think a really important decision to combine all of my training into one single membership and then charge a recurring fee to have access. And that's been a fantastic change for my business. But in the process of doing that, I had to somehow figure out how to change all of the things that were set up from a one-time sale into a recurring membership. And that meant redoing all of that setup that someone else had done for me. And in the end, I decided I wanted to have a better understanding of how it works and better control. And so I tried to do it myself with the existing software that was sort of all integrated, and it was just a nightmare. It was, I had to, and I know nothing about code. I didn't even know how to spell HTML. But I realized that I had to copy and paste little snippets of code, and I had to use widgets and integrate with other plugins, and I just couldn't do it. It was taking far too much time than it was worth. And so I started looking around for something more simple, and I don't even know how I stumbled across it, but I was looking for shopping cart software, and I said, oh, this one looks good. And before I knew it, I was going, oh, I found it. And of course, I'd come across SamCart.
Excellent. Well, we're glad we found you. I guess so. It means somebody's in this office is doing their job right. So that's good to hear. So so tell me, you already touched on it a little bit, but the second question we always ask, right, is what kind of worries and headaches did you have beforehand? You had mentioned tech hurdles. I mean, big things. Obviously, that's a big reason why SamCart exists, because we're not tech guys. I mean, that's you're describing our same story. If we just plugged in, our names for what you just described, that's exactly what we went through. So why don't you just share just a little bit more maybe about the headaches and the worries that you kind of had with your business, before making the switch to SamCart?
Yeah, sure. And that was the first thing, is the technical difficulties. It was taking far too much time, and because I didn't know what I was doing. What I tried to do, I was doing wrong, and in the meantime, that was costing sales because it wasn't working properly, and it was just a pain. But as well as the sort of technical knowledge, the shopping cart system that I was using, the checkout page was hideous. It was just ugly.
Right.
And no matter what I sort of tried to do, maybe if I change the color, it will look better. But I mean, you can paint something that's ugly, but it's still ugly underneath. And anyway, look, they weren't very appealing. And I had a few people actually call and say, look, I just wanted to call. I wasn't sure if it was a real website or a
How about
genuine
that?
business. And that's when it really hit me
Yeah.
that I have to do something about that. It's costing money, simple
And
as
so
that.
critical, right? It's such a critical point of your business.
Yeah, it's that trust that it looks professional, everything works properly, there's contact details that are clearly available. It's just that credibility that they're dealing with somebody genuine. And so just the fact that SamCart's design, the checkout pages were awesome. It was just another aspect to what I was struggling with before that made it so easy to keep going towards SamCart and find out a little
Excellent.
bit more about it. I think probably one of the other things that was really surprised me because I'd been conditioned to the sort of support I was getting with the previous software that I was using. And it really felt as though whenever I reached out for some guidance, I always got the block.
Right.
There was some sort of block. Wait,
Right.
wait,
Yeah.
wait before you send that. Wait before you send that. Have you done this, this, and that? And look, I understand people don't want to be bombed with a million support questions when sometimes the information's clearly there for people to access without needing to bother people for support. But when you don't have technical knowledge, it's not working, it's taking a lot of time, and it's costing you money. I just need some help.
Right.
And that's the thing that struck me. And I think of all of those reasons why SamCart was the right thing for me was whenever I needed that little bit of guidance, I could sense the passion for the product, for SamCart as a product, from the guys that were helping me to get up and running. It wasn't just providing support. I certainly never got blocked, and it was always fantastic help. It was timely. It was, you could just sense the passion that the guys there had for SamCart, and that really connected with me because I have the same passion for my business and my
Right.
product.
Right.
So as soon as I started reaching out for help to sort of test SamCart and get familiar with it, the support was awesome, and I was hooked,
Right.
hook, line, and sinker,
Awesome.
and
Well, that's great.
so it was
I'll be
it was really good.
I'll be sure to pass along the notes to the guys sitting right over here that do all
Yeah,
that support stuff for us.
particularly Matt. I often
Excellent.
get
Excellent.
feedback from Matt. He's awesome.
I'll
Yeah, I
tell
love
him.
dealing with him. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
no, I
So,
definitely have a lot of passion for it, so I'm so glad to hear that came through, and especially you for Australia. Obviously, us being based in the U.S. and you being in Australia, we wonder sometimes, about time zones and stuff. So it's even better to hear that you've been getting the great service that you certainly deserve and that we want to put out there. So great. Okay,
yeah,
so
it does feel personal. It's great. Yeah, really good.
excellent. So the last question we always ask is, what has SamCart helped you solve? What big headaches are just kind of in the rearview mirror now? What's life like with SamCart?
Yeah. Oh, look, I think the opposite of all of the things I was having trouble with. It's so easy to use. You just don't need any technical knowledge. I mean, if you can cut and paste, it's very, very easy to use. It looks good. It's easy to navigate. From an admin point of view, really, it couldn't be any simpler. And from the customer's point of view, what they see looks amazing and professional. And, I don't get those calls anymore. I just
Right.
wanted to make sure this is a genuine business. I mean,
Right.
is this, people are not having to reassure themselves that they're dealing with a genuine business. And so people they just sign up. They sign up for a membership, and they get their membership details. It's delivered. They're set up with the appropriate membership level. So within a couple of minutes of a member saying, look, I need this, they're up and running and watching the first training video in my
Excellent.
membership. So and actually, I was looking forward to chatting with you, Scotty, but you might remember a few weeks ago, my daughter got quite sick and she was in
You
hospital
did,
for,
yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
yeah, for about a month, which we weren't expecting that, and it was sort of dropped on our lap.
Right.
And what was very reassuring was that in the meantime, while we were at hospital every day, sales were being made, customers were being set up in memberships. They were able to get in and do their training without me needing to even be there.
Right.
So from an automation point of view, which I know for some maybe internet marketers and sort of online-based business owners, automation is stock standard. But
Sure.
for me, it was so fantastic to see the business still able to run without me even being there. And that automation was excellent. So the technical knowledge wasn't required. Automation, everything just worked so well, and it was easy.
Excellent.
The other thing, of course, is if people haven't seen it, the checkout pages look amazing, and there's a selection of templates that you can use and color schemes and so on. And the hardest thing for me was, which one do I use? They look awesome. Which one do I use?
Right, there you go.
Yeah, I sort of, settled on my favorite one,
There
but
you go.
yeah, they're all fantastic.
Excellent.
And of
Excellent.
course, the main thing is the support. For me, the biggest thing is the guys are so passionate about providing great support that it just, I mean, you've got me now. I don't think I could do without it. I can't do without it. So no, I don't want to do without it. It's an awesome part of my business. Probably the last little thing, since really getting into the dashboard and all of those amazing stats and numbers, all of that data.
Right.
I've thrown out about 5 or 6 spreadsheets that I used to spend 20
Excellent.
minutes at
Excellent.
the
That's
end of
great.
every month
Uh-huh.
trying to work out those figures and say, well, how did I go this? What are we increasing? Are we decreasing? How many views did we get? All that sort of information is just right there in front of you. So
Right.
I've thrown out all these spreadsheets and I've
Glad to
saved
hear it.
about 20 minutes every month. So,
Excellent.
just at the end of the month. So it's awesome. I can't speak highly enough of it. And it's
Excellent.
easy to use. And look, it's just an integral part of my business now. So I don't know how else I can be more positive about the product than that. It really is an integral part of my business now. So
Excellent. Well, Russell,
I'm
we're so
very
glad to
happy.
hear that. And for any of you guys watching, thankfully, Russell, your daughter is now out of the hospital, right? I mean, that was
Yes,
that was
yes.
great news to us. I mean, obviously, just hearing about
Yeah,
that part. So that's good as well.
that's good. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, Russell, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and everything about SamCart. Again, that's just, in your own words, we love hearing it. So, Russell, if somebody wanted to learn more about how to become a police officer in Melbourne or in any, maybe it applies elsewhere, right? Where would they go to learn more about what you're doing, maybe to see what you're up to?
Yeah, thank you. Look, I mean, if there is anyone in Melbourne who's watching
There you
this,
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
you want to be a police officer, that might be maybe 1 in every 3 million people who watch the video, but that's okay. I mean, they can come and see us at Prime Motion Training, and we'll certainly help them get into the police force if that's their goal.
Excellent. Absolutely. Well, Russell, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. If anybody wants to learn more about SamCart watching this video, head out to samcart.com, and you can find Russell at Prime Motion Training. Is that .com.au?
It's .com.au.
.com. Or either one.
Show.
There we go. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Russell, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.